In the silence, I found my voice, a channel formed, a choice, rejoice, a quietly frugal life I lead.
So I was blessed with this bag of chicken. Mark worked for it, but we still had enough money to buy it and the resources to get to the store. It was $5.72. And I'm going to bake it today. I think we got it on Monday. So the first thing I do, I have a stainless steel sink, is I just drain the chicken and then wash it off. So this is 10 pounds, no added hormones, no added steroids, no artificial ingredients. This is one of the best deals you can get per pound on meat at the grocery store where I live. So this bag is also, it provides food for the dogs because I give them the skin and I save the fat. And I only rinse them off a few at a time. And then I already have my baking pan covered with aluminum foil because it's much easier to clean. There's usually 11 legs. It looks like there's more today, but we'll see. There's some smaller ones.
Leila in the kitchen, cooking up a storm. Chicken in a bag, it's her secret weapon warm. She whips up meals with a pinch of love embrace. YouTube sensation, her recipes embrace. Got a budget to keep, she knows all the tricks. Stretching every dollar, no need to splurge and fix. Leila's YouTube channel, Frugal Paradise, sharing recipes with the world, she's got advice.
As I was saying, this bag of chicken provides us not only with meat, but I also give the skins to the animals. And I give the fat to the animals. I'm just going to take a teaspoon. Now, normally what I do is I salt the chicken before, like a couple days before I put it in the oven. However, I'm throwing salt around. However, I'm just feeling kind of like it's allergy season down here in South Texas, and the pollen count has been really high and it's really been affecting me. I don't know if you guys have allergies, but it can make you really tired and lethargic. So I am doing the best that I can. I am going to salt it now and leave it to set for like an hour on the counter at room temperature. So I am just liberally salting this. I also save the bones and I make chicken stock out of the bones, which is really good for your body. It has the flavor, the real chicken flavor, but also the whatever is in the chicken, that gelatin stuff that comes out, whatever that is, collagen, whatever it is really good for your body, and we use that a lot. So I am going to read you a little something right now. So there is a restaurant in San Francisco called the Zuni Cafe, and This is a book by Judy Rogers, and it says, "A compendium of recipes and cooking lessons from San Francisco's beloved restaurant." So I saw her probably on Martha Stewart, and I bought the book. And she has, on page 35, she starts a whole chapter on, right here, the practice of salting early. And I'm going to read this to you. I don't know if I'll read the whole thing. "It was midnight, and we were cleaning the kitchen of restaurant Lus Landes in Paris after a busy service." I know I butchered that. A cuisinier, line cook, had just told the owner, Georgette Descott, the chef and formidable 80-ish matriarch of Cuisine Landaise in Paris, that there were a few pounds of sea bass left. And then she says something in French I can't pronounce. And then she said, but it translates to "salt it, it won't budge," meaning it will keep perfectly. I was tired and uncomfortable from the day of working in duck fat, but that didn't sound right. And then, with finality, as she walked away, she said, "It'll be even better." This was a galvanizing statement to a California cook schooled in the dictum, "Always salt at the last minute so you don't dry things out." I'd never have challenged Georgette, but I might have ignored it if her food weren't so deeply flavorful and succulent. And her food was not salty, just tasty all the way through. Her daughter, Pipette Arbulot, my mentor and friend, had gotten my attention a few months before when she sprinkled salt in her chicken stock. I sensed a pattern here. And there was. Umpteenth generation Landaises, Les Landes in southwestern France, being the land of confit, salted duck, goose, or pork cooked and stored in its own fat. Georgette and Pipette knew salt first as the thing that keeps you from starving. One used it to preserve food through lean times, in their case, through the world wars. This practice is nearly ubiquitous in traditional cuisines, but it is notable that traditional Landaise food is not typically salty. Even their hams and sausages are not, in my experience, as salty as many other French or Italian counterparts. Confits are salted just enough to keep, and this quiet keeping concept hummed through every culinary operation I observed. But beyond that, what Georgette's afterthought suggested was that a little salt early made for better results than the same amount or more later. The food didn't just keep. Often it got better, for reasons I couldn't understand. But Georgette and Pipette did not talk science. They talked tradition and flavor. And so, over the years, I have tracked the taste and texture of every type of meat, bird, and fish I have cooked to see which ones benefit from an early sprinkle of salt or a bath of brine. Many do, especially tough cuts of meat and some meaty fish. Likewise, some vegetables in certain situations. How early I salt foods is a function of their size, amount of surface area, and density or expected toughness. I tend to salt large, dense cuts, such as chuck roasts and sinewy cuts, like oxtails, farther in advance than skinny, loosely textured cuts, like skirt steak, or small birds, like quail. This book urges you to add your salt early in many situations, echoing a technique we have used at Zuni for more than a decade. The Zuni roast chicken and Zuni hamburger both depend on salting in advance, and are compelling cases for the method. Aside from simply allowing time to diffuse the seasoning throughout the food, which is reason enough to try the technique, early salting also promotes juiciness and improves texture. This is the felicitous result of a few reliable processes. First, salt helps dissolve some of the proteins within and around muscle fibers that would otherwise resist chewing. A second process is more complex. Initially, salt does draw moisture from cells, whence the widely accepted belief that it dries food out. However, the quiet trauma of osmosis is temporary. With time, the cells reabsorb moisture in reverse osmosis. When they do, that moisture is seasoned with salt, and I found sugar or other aromatics you might have used. A little salt in a marinade seems to assist in the movement of other flavors into food. When we add aromatics to a pork brine or black pepper and thyme to our rabbit cure, we are capitalizing on this effect. What is more, that intruder salt changes the proteins. They open up, enabling them to entrap more moisture than before. When you heat these transformed proteins, they don't coagulate and squeeze out moisture quite the same way unaltered proteins do. Some of the recovered moisture survives the ravages of heat. All of this results in seasoned, moisture-laden cells, less tenaciously attached to one another than their unseasoned counterparts. I love this tender succulence and aim to use just enough salt and allow enough time to achieve it. So I just wanted to read that to you. Whenever I take the time to salt my chicken and leave it in the refrigerator a couple days before I cook it, Mark and Kate just about lose their minds. Okay, that's a little over-exaggeration. I agree. I'm just finishing up the last of my coffee. It's about 12:17. I'm starting to get hungry, but I wanted to put the salt on the chicken and get it in the oven before too late because we are going to have it tonight. Salt your meat in advance, and I'm not going to finish reading the chapter because I don't want to get into trouble. But if you are a cook or a chef and you want to learn about food, invest in this book. I've never seen this book at a thrift store because probably people don't get rid of it. But yeah, buy this book. It's full of good recipes and good advice, and I highly recommend it. I'm going to use this chicken for multiple recipes as I usually do, so I'm not going to add any specialized seasonings to any of them because I haven't figured out what those recipes are yet.
From chicken stir fried to creamy chicken stew, Leila's got the skills, she knows what to do. Her subscribers are her family, her loyal crew. They're in the kitchen too, cooking up just like they're supposed to.
Okay, so I put most of the chicken in here. I have 3 pieces reserved and that little wing. And I'm going to give this little leg to, without the bones of course, to Almond tonight to help her recuperate because she's not really wanting to eat that Benefice food that we got her. Yes, I'm telling on you. And I'm making rice to go with dinner. I did put a spoonful of the juice in the rice. And then I put some chicken bouillon and some garlic powder. Did I put any salt? I don't think I put any salt. But the chicken bouillon has salt. So I'm going to put this in a little bowl or a separate container and put it in the fridge along with the chicken, and then we will deal with the chicken probably tomorrow or maybe the next day, but probably tomorrow. So we're having the bread and the chicken and the rice. Yes, I know I need a vegetable. I need to go to the grocery store and get some vegetables. But I thought I would show you what tonight's dinner looked like with the chicken, with my bag of chicken.
My viewers heed, from tips on saving to DIY. With every video I catch in the eye, embracing simplicity, finding peace, a journey of thrift, a sense of release. Come along on this path I pave, a quietly frugal life let's embrace. Together we'll learn, we'll laugh, we'll thrive in this world. strive.
Okay, good girl. Come on, come eat your num-nums. Please eat all of them. Be a good girl, eat all of them. So for the chicken, I'm just cutting it into pretty big pieces. And this is I'm making chicken soup. I don't know if I told you I'm making chicken soup. That has carrots and onions in there. I had some carrots that were on their last legs. So right now I am just going to cut all of this chicken up and put it in. I just found some fat that I had overlooked. So when you do this, you want to be careful not to get any of the gristle or the tendons or, you know, anything else when you debone the chicken. And if you do, this is the second time really you'll be going over the chicken. So hopefully you'll be able to catch all of that. So that is something I do suggest, is you debone the chicken and don't put the chicken right into the dish after you debone it so that you can find anything that you missed. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn the camera off now because this is going to be boring for you to watch me cut up the chicken. And you don't want to listen to Almond eat, although I want to listen to Almond eat because it means she's actually eating. So this is the last of the chicken. I think I have some leftover pasta in the refrigerator. Chicken and rice soup, but I think I'm going to make chicken noodle soup. You can see, ooh, you can see it there. And I know I've told you before in other videos, but if you don't watch all my videos, you might not know that I like to add a lemon to chicken soup. So let's do that. I know this lemon looks a little rough, but I got it off my lemon tree. I think my lemon tree made 7 or 8 lemons this year. And these are organic. I haven't done anything to that lemon tree except give it water. That's 1/2. So I'm going to take the pit out. Go ahead and put this in here and see if it's enough. I don't think it will be. I think experience has taught me that you need the whole lemon. Ooh, lemony, but I think I will add the other half a lemon. That is delicious. If you've never added lemon to your chicken soup, what are you waiting for? But seriously, try it. It's delicious. I also have an avocado that probably needs to be used, so I will add this on top. I'm also thinking about adding the rest of this. There's not a lot left. And put the rest of the kale from my video. You saw me buy the spinach and kale mixture at H-E-B from my couple of frugal days video. And this is the kale. I just put it in cold water in a mason jar and put it in the fridge. And it's perfectly fine. Turn the heat back on and add the kale first. So I'm just going to let that, first I'm going to let the kale cook. I shouldn't have added the noodles, but I forgot about the kale. It's not going to take too long. I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. And if the noodles disintegrate, they disintegrate. There's nothing I can do about it now. After the kale is cooked which won't take long, I will add the rest of this. So we'll kind of have like a Southwest like chicken noodle soup, which sounds weird, but hey, I'm sure it'll taste great. So when I do my chicken soups, I don't ever do the same. I normally just do use whatever I have in the fridge. If I don't have anything in the fridge and Mark wants noodles, I'll make noodles. If he doesn't care, I'll make rice. Sometimes I'll even just do potatoes. But anyway, that's what's going on. So this is the next installment in my chicken video, and you can see I only have 4 legs left, 4 quarters left. So I was going to make all sorts of things out of this bag of chicken, as you know I like to do. But we had sort of a family emergency, not sort of, we did have a family emergency, and so some of this chicken had to be eaten just the way it is. And I know it's not brown enough, and so it was not the most appetizing. However, it tasted fine. It just didn't look, it looks a little anemic or something, but we just needed something to eat. So I think the remaining chicken meat on the chicken will make a couple more meals. So I'm trying to decide tonight whether I want chicken tacos or chicken casserole. So I did buy, or I could even do chicken Alfredo, which my husband would love. I bought a jar of Alfredo sauce. This is actually pretty good. This has gone up in price again. I bought a can of cream of chicken soup in case I did want to make like a chicken casserole. I don't feel like pasta. We have had pasta a lot lately, so I think I'm going to do, I also thought about doing like a Latino inspired chicken dish. I don't really know what to call it because I'm not like picking a certain country like Colombia or Mexico or, you know, whatever. It's just flavors to me that are like Hispanic. I think I'm going to do that, and I will show you what that looks like, and then I'll also show you how much chicken I have left after I do that for the next meal. So yep, that is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to show you guys me picking the chicken off the bones because you know what that looks like, and yeah.
Come wander with me.
Well, don't.
Through the canopies high, discover the magic as the sunlight shines. I share my passion with melodies bright, a symphony of joy with each upload delight. So come.
So I cut up the chicken, and I have been in the refrigerator. I haven't been in the refrigerator. I've been in the kitchen since 3 and it's 5 o'clock. Well, I just sat down to watch some YouTube. Hang on. So because it's spring, the pollen count here is really high. And I have a little bit of a sore throat. I don't know if I'm getting a cold. Mark said he didn't feel good yesterday. Or if it's just the pollen. I am taking allergy medicine. I take 1 in the morning and some at night just to be able to survive this. I know that sounds dramatic, but it's true. So this is the chicken. This is the rice. A friend of mine treated me to Mexican food the other day. I was gonna make homemade tortillas, but I have some. And they're really good from the Mexican food restaurant. So I also have to grate some cheese. I feel like having Monterey Jack cheese tonight. I don't feel like having cheddar. So I still have to do this. Mark is supposed to get off at 5. It's 5:09, so he might be calling me soon. But What we're going to have is just kind of a deconstructed taco plate. I'm going to cut up the chicken, throw it in a skillet with, I just have a little bit of this Captain Dave's salsa. I highly recommend this. The salsa verde. It's delicious. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there. It smells so fresh. I'll probably season up the chicken a little bit. I'm going to use half of it and just put it on top of the rice, and that's what we're going to have. And Mark can make a taco out of the tortilla if he wants. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and then I will just show you. That's probably Mark. I will just show you everything. I'll show you the plate when I have it all finished. So this is what it looks like. It's not very appetizing. You can't really, plated very well. It's appetizing, but there's the chicken. This is Mark's plate. And we are going to eat. So bon appetit. So this is the rest of my chicken. I almost forgot to show you. But yeah, I'm going to do chicken Alfredo because I just need something quick and easy tonight. And this is the last of my chicken. So yay. Or nay. Yay or eh. It's kind of eh. I'll buy another bag. That's what I'll do. I don't know if I recorded any of that, and I may have just done something I'm going to regret. This was really, do you hear that? It was a pumpkin seed. This was really, really, the sauce was not thick enough. And I've been trying to, so I've just been pouring water in here. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I've been cooking for a long time, y'all. And let me taste it. That's just about perfect. So Mark is just going to have a big old bowl of, it looks like Alfredo noodles, but trust me, there are mushrooms and there's chicken in there and chicken stock. And then I made a salad. I used, hang on. I used this blackberry balsamic. So I made that, and I think I might actually add some blackberries on top because they were on sale this week at H-E-B. But that is croutons, walnuts, lettuce, and I think I'm going to add some blackberries. So this is the dinner. And we're going to eat. I know, it's not beautiful. I'm sorry, but I'm sure it's going to taste good. I saved all the chicken bones from my bag of chicken, along with some other chicken bones, and I am making bone broth. Now, I would rather have meat stock. I think it tastes better. But I think bone broth is good for you as well. So this is the last thing that I do with my bag of chicken.